Mr. Calvin from Edmonton. Are you there?
I am present, Roland. Yes.
Welcome.
Hello. Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. I will jump right into it. I've been on here a couple times now, which is pretty awesome. So I must be doing some things right if Roland's invited me back. So I am from Edmonton. I'm an investor-focused realtor here. I recently created Calvin Realty. We are booming just like every other city seems to be in all of Canada. Things are good. Things are selling, and you got to be quick. Urgency is the name of the game, and you better have a strategy if you're going into a multiple, especially if you want to get good priced. So that's where we come into place with the coaching. So I've been investing since 2013. My very first property, I did a BRRRR, not even knowing I did a BRRRR, and I probably did the worst BRRRR you've ever seen, but I've learned from it, and I can educate others of what not to do. And from then, I've been building a portfolio, and things have been going well. So let's go right into it. Edmonton. So you guys probably know us maybe a little bit outside of McDavid, the Oilers. A lot of people used to come here for work. So like, you know, all over the country for oil and gas. And yeah, city's growing. So let's go on to the next slide. And I'll show you why people invest in Edmonton. So Edmonton's known for its affordable prices. I know a little bit about New Brunswick. I have clients that have also invested in New Brunswick, invested in Edmonton. I would say it's somewhat similar in regards to some of the ROI you can see. I know both markets are very competitive as well. I would never compare Edmonton to Vancouver or Toronto because it's not even close. But we are known for affordable prices. We're known for our cash flow. And if I were to have everybody here put up their hand on who likes cash flow, I bet you everybody's hand would get tired because they'd put it through the damn ceiling. So we see some pretty good numbers. Our ROI is pretty awesome. Give you an example. Single family detached, you're probably looking at about 8 to 12% on cash return. And for suite duplexes, which is my favorite, and I know Roland likes the fourplexes because we got him a pretty sweet one that we just closed on like 3 weeks ago. You know, suite duplexes, we're looking at like 14%, 15%. Pretty good. So why do we like Edmonton, and why do Calgarians, and good thing we don't have any Calgarians on here because you'd probably be like, actually they would just totally bow down and be like, you know what, right, Calvin, you're absolutely right. Why do even Calgarians out of Alberta invest in Edmonton? We're more diversified. We're not so heavily weighted on oil and gas. So when we tank, the rest of the world, you know, we don't tank with them. We have a little bit more diversification with things like government jobs, manufacturing plants. So when we get hit, we don't get hit as hard, which is a good thing because we like to have stability. Do we have the same stability as Saskatchewan? Probably not. We're going to see a little bit more of this. But you know what? It's been a great city to invest in. And that's why so many people put Edmonton as their hot list, including Don Campbell for I think like the last decade when he was actually doing rain. Population growth. Let's see what's happening in Edmonton. I'm sorry, I should have made that bigger. So anybody that has to squint, my apologies. We're looking pretty good. Look at Alberta. Look at right there at the bottom. Look at that, hey, for population growth. I actually couldn't believe it. I thought BC, because we're going to be moving out to BC in about 2 years, but I'll continue to invest in Edmonton. I thought BC would have totally taken it. This is a census, I think, that was created. Yeah, so this was 2016 that this was completed. Has it changed? Meh, I don't know, maybe a little bit. We're still leading the race pretty good for population growth. Edmonton, why else? Infrastructure. Who likes infrastructure? Well, I know that if you're investing near positive infrastructure, I bet you everybody here loves it. We got things like new hospitals coming up. We have 560 acres of zero carbon footprint living that's being developed into everything but single family detached housing. A lot of pre-sales going on there. We have LRT going in, both in the South Valley Line as well as the West. Anybody that's in Vancouver, it's not as dramatic, but anybody that purchases, you know, 400 to 1500 meters to a stop, as you can see some pretty good appreciation. So we may not see the market skyrocketing like we would in Vancouver or Toronto, but there's still good opportunity for appreciation when you're purchasing near some of that infrastructure. But the city's got lots of plans, so it's always a good thing. Let's go to the next one. Talk about deals. Who wants to talk about deal? Well, here's a deal for you guys. This one just did a 40K price drop. So I was like, hell, let's bring this one in for this meeting. Side-by-side duplex in Holyrood. You guys are like, what the hell is Holyrood and what is he talking about? It's not even anything like Hollywood. Holyrood is like a good, desirable, balanced community. Low vacancy. I think for the area, you're probably around 2.5%, 3%. Tenant profile, you're going to have a mixture of young professionals, families, possibly even some students from the U of A. Our lowest vacancy is right around the U of A. So if anybody loves like 1% vacancy, buy near the U of A. It is going to do very well for you. This particular property is a suited duplex. This one was listed at 720. Was listed at 720. Is now down to essentially 680. I put it at 670 because I know that's what the seller would accept. So there you go. There's a hot little exclusive deal for you guys. There's 4 units total, and the current net profit is only $700 a month. That's not very good. That actually sucks for Edmonton. If that was in like where Roland's neck of the woods was, that would be like the hottest deal he's ever seen. In Edmonton, this sucks, guys. This really sucks. It's the potential of what it can be. Now, the guy that's selling it is like 75 years old. He's never been to a RAIN meeting. He's never been to the passive income club like we are at right now. He doesn't really know much. So there's huge opportunity here. He's wanting to go to Florida. He likes not wearing masks. He wants to get the F out of Alberta, sell everything, and he wants to never wear a mask again. Probably like half of us. So the potential of this one is $1,300 a month. There we go. Now we're talking ROI. You're like, Calvin, you were lying to us before when you said 12 to 14%. Trust me, totally doable. Each unit is 2 beds, 1 bath, and it has a double detached garage. I'm not sure if you guys rent the garages separate. We recommend it here. A double garage, you rent it for $250, $300. Increase your gross rents, gross income. Things are looking good. So we'll go to the next slide. Show some pictures. We all like pictures, right? Those are my favorite books. So let's go ahead and look at some pictures. This is the main floor. Fairly updated. You guys are thinking like, oh, for 670, it must be, you know, a piece of shit. It's actually not. It's actually in pretty good condition. So you're going to need minimum money to update it. Some minor things, nothing too crazy. Let's go to the next slide. Basement suite. Who likes a basement suite that doesn't look like a basement? I do. You get better rents, less tenant turnover. Excellent. This one doesn't totally look like a basement suite. Look at that window. If my mouse was working right now, you guys would see that I'm just totally trolling that window right now over and over and over again. Yeah, it's set up really nice. It's not legal. So you could make it legal by adding a second furnace or adding the baseboard heater and HRV system. He's run it illegal. Most of the properties in Edmonton, and I think around Canada, 90% are probably running illegal. You have the ability to legalize it if you want, if you like less risk. We know that your cash flow is a little bit less with legal as opposed to illegal. Depends on your risk. I own a couple of legal properties, never had an issue before. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so why this property? Well, we like appreciation, right? This property, and you guys can see right here, all those little hammers are all the new LRT stops for the South Valley Line LRT. City of Edmonton told us this LRT is going to be done by 2000. I think it was like the end of 2019. It's 2021 and the thing's still not done yet. But you know what? It's almost there. They put the cars on the tracks, so they're getting pretty damn close. You know what? I'm going to say 2022. When do we see the biggest appreciation jump when it comes to infrastructure? When the infrastructure is completed, when it's active, and then it brings higher demand into the area. LRT is not done yet. You're getting in at a cheaper price. Is it going to go up? I don't know. I'd bet my lucky stamps that they probably would. So the price would go up. Let's go to the next slide. That's it. I'm going to pack a punch and then leave you guys strong. So specialize in investment real estate. We have all kind of stuff. If you're interested in this deal, or if you just want to see what Edmonton real estate deals look like, I know I got Roland on the list. I'm sending them out probably 3-4 times a week, whether it's agreement for a sale, options. Maybe you guys have some rent-to-owns that you like to do yourself as an investor. Have lots of tenant buyers that contact me regularly. Multi-units, something smaller. You know, it's kind of like an a la carte. You tell me what you like, what your price range is. If you want to do a value add, and we'll get you set up with the right thing. If you're tapped out with your mortgage, let's get you on an AFS. That's what I did. Works out great. Awesome. Roland, thank you.
Calvin, thank you. Next time, please be charismatic and bumping. No, you're awesome as always. Thank you, sir.